Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be talking about which police car you should buy in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now with the release of the Cluck and Bell Farm Raid, we've officially got all of the new cars from the Chop Shop DLC in Grand Theft Auto Online and available to be purchased. Now in case you've been sleeping under a rock, that means that we have 3 police cars available in-game to purchase and customize. Now I'm not counting the Declassy Park Ranger for this because it just simply isn't a police car. However, it does have lights and sirens. So if that's more something that you're interested in, is getting an SUV that has lights and sirens that kind of almost looks like a cop car, that might be a little bit more for you. But in today's video, we are talking about the actual police cars, being the Vapid Stainier LE Cruiser, the Vapid Unmarked Cruiser, and of course the Bravado Gauntlet Interceptor, which just got released. Now all 3 of these vehicles are very expensive, and at face value they all do the same thing. They all are police cars. However, there are actually many differences between the 3 vehicles, having different strengths and weaknesses between the 3 of them. So today we're going to try to find out which of them is going to be best for you to purchase, because they are a lot of money and you don't want to be buying one that you are not going to absolutely love when you have it. Now in terms of speed as the first category, the Gauntlet Interceptor blows the other 2 out of the water. Even the Gauntlet Interceptor with just an engine upgrade is faster than the LE Cruiser and significantly faster than the Unmarked Cruiser when they are absolutely fully upgraded with engine level 4 turbo and full transmissions. The Gauntlet Interceptor is just way faster. It is simply the fastest out of all the police cars that you can purchase in GTA Online. So that's definitely something to keep in mind, because if you are planning to pursue people, whether it's your friends or random players, or if you're RPing or something like that, speed is definitely going to be a factor, and the Gauntlet Interceptor is just simply the quickest of the 3. However, the LE Cruiser is also pretty significantly faster than the Unmarked Cruiser as well, so do keep that in mind if you are looking for something that is more of a 4-door. Now in terms of looks, the Gauntlet Interceptor in my opinion looks so impressive and really different that it is just really the best looking. However, the LE Cruiser is a great looking police car. It just seems really outdated because it is based off of the Crown Vic, which is kind of annoying. But I would say the Gauntlet Interceptor and the Vapid Stainier LE Cruiser are both great looking, and they both have a unique charm to each of them. Now in terms of customization, the LE Cruiser and the Gauntlet Interceptor have very similar customization, just on different cars. However, the Unmarked Cruiser has basically nothing that can be done to it other than adding a bull bar and a spotlight, and those are not unique options. You can't just add the bull bar, you have to add the bull bar and the stoplight together. They come as a package deal. Other than that, it's just like a regular Vapid Stainier, which I will argue is kind of good because it is supposed to be an undercover police car anyways, but you can make the LE Cruiser and the Gauntlet Interceptor into undercover police cars as well, and you'll get the speed benefit that comes with as well. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. The customization does definitely allow the LE Cruiser and the Gauntlet Interceptor to look like completely stock vehicles pretty much, so definitely do keep that in mind. Now as far as capability goes, all 3 cars can pretty much do anything you ask of them. Now if you do keep the suspension raised on all the cars, you will have a much easier time going off-road if you do find yourself going there. But the Gauntlet does have a lot more power than the other 2. But power can only get you so far. Now out of the 3 of them that I've used to chase down my friends in our series called Manhunt, the most capable would have to be the Gauntlet Interceptor. It is just simply way faster than the other 2. It's also got, pretty high suspension when you don't lower it, meaning that it has a relatively easy time off-road and chasing people, in fields and stuff like that. And we actually just did a recent manhunt that we haven't released yet, and my buddy Twingo was able to get all the way to the top of Mount Chiliad in a Gauntlet Interceptor from Paleto Bay, which, if you think about it, for a rear-wheel drive police car that's not meant to be an off-road vehicle in any sort of way, it's pretty impressive. So definitely the Gauntlet Interceptor is a very capable vehicle in its own right. However, the Vapid Stainier LE Cruiser as well as the Unmarked Cruiser, they both can climb and they can both get to a lot of places that you maybe wouldn't necessarily expect them to be able to get to. So all 3 of the cars are pretty capable, but in terms of just generally being capable, I think that the Gauntlet Interceptor does have a little bit more of a case than the other 2. Now in terms of fun, all 3 of these vehicles are exceptionally fun. They all have lights, they all have sirens, They will make random NPC cars pull over to the side of the road when you drive by with the sirens on. You can also halt traffic by parking them with the sirens on. Cars won't come past you, at least for a little bit, until they get really impatient. What I will say here though is that I don't really see much point in buying the unmarked cruiser, because if you just buy an LE cruiser or a Gauntlet Interceptor, you can make them into a marked vehicle or an unmarked vehicle, like I said earlier. So instead of having to purchase the unmarked cruiser and then an LE cruiser to have a marked one, you can simply buy the LE cruiser or the Gauntlet Interceptor and then just customize it to your liking when it suits your needs. So if you like to drive around as an actual marked cop, most of the time, then have the customization look like that. And then if you want to change it to being an undercover, you can just go to customs and do that, rather than having to buy a whole separate $3 million car. All three of these cars are super fun though, so definitely keep that in mind for sure. Pricing. Now, as far as the pricing goes on these vehicles, it is certainly an atrocity, but I myself am more than willing to pay because of the fun that these vehicles can provide you with. Now, as far as cost goes, the unmarked cruiser goes from $2,962,500 with the trade price to $3,950,000 without the trade price. So that is relatively expensive. The LE cruiser costs $3.5 million to $4,690,000 without the trade price. So it's about $700,000 more than the unmarked cruiser without the trade price. And with the trade price unlocked, it's about $600,000 more than the unmarked cruiser. However, you are getting that performance bump, so do keep that in mind. And then finally, the Gauntlet Interceptor, as I'm sure you're aware, costs $4,065,000 with the trade price unlocked that you get for completing the Cluck and Bell farm raid, or $5,420,000 if you do not have the trade price. So basically there's a discrepancy of about $1.5 million between the price of the unmarked cruiser without the trade price and the Gauntlet Interceptor without the trade price, and about $800,000 between the LE cruiser and the Gauntlet Interceptor. So obviously there is a huge price gap there, but if you consider that the unmarked cruiser starts at just under $4 million or just under $3 million with the trade price or without the trade price, it kind of justifies the price of the LE cruiser and the Gauntlet Interceptor in terms of what you're actually getting for the extra money. The bottom line to get into these cars is going to be, about $3 million bucks. So if you're spending $3 million already, you might as well spend an extra million or $2.5 million to get the one that is the absolute best, which is the Gauntlet Interceptor, or spend a little bit more and get the Vapid LE Cruiser, which at least you can have marked or unmarked instead of just being stuck with the unmarked cruiser. Now, in my personal opinion, the overall best vehicle for the money, it's pretty hard to argue against the Gauntlet Interceptor because it does provide nearly everything that you would want. It's fast, it's good looking, it's capable in any terrain, it's got a lot of great customization, but of course it does come at a huge cost. The Vapid Stainier LE Cruiser is a bit cheaper. It has all the same stuff, but it is a good amount slower than the Interceptor. However, it does have 2 more seats, which means that you can put bad guys in the back. So that is something to be considered. And of course, the unmarked cruiser is a lot slower with little to no customization, cannot be made into a marked cruiser. So for these reasons, with the money you're spending, I would avoid the unmarked cruiser entirely. And this, of course, leaves you to decide between the Vapid Stainier LE Cruiser and the Bravado Gauntlet Interceptor. My overall personal pick would be the Gauntlet Interceptor, because any cars that you're chasing that have upgrades will most likely outrun the Vapid LE Cruiser. However, if you're going to RP, the LE Cruiser will still be great for you, but if you want to chase people around, you basically need the Gauntlet Interceptor. So anyway guys, there you have it. That's pretty much everything you need to know about all of these police cars. Hopefully this video helped you out. Hopefully it informed you as to which one you should purchase for yourself and which one is right for you. If it did, a like is of course appreciated, if not dislike. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.